Hi, everyone. I think we're going to get started. Thank you very, very much for taking time out of your busy schedule today to learn more about our certificates in human resources management. We know that everyone has a very busy schedule, so it's amazing that you were able to join us today. I think that everyone can hear me. I did ask earlier on, so I hope that everyone on the call can hear me clearly. My name is Marina De Bona, and I'm going to be your presenter for today. I am a program manager, and the certificate in human resources management is in my portfolio. So I am responsible for the overall management of the program, and I was involved as well in the development of the program when we first launched it in 2015. And I am here today to talk to you about the HR profession, about the program, etc. So let's move on then. In terms of today's agenda, I will first share information about York University for those that are not familiar with who we are. And then I will share information, of course, about the program itself. I will talk about the full-time and the part-time learning formats that we have. I'll talk about the schedule. I'll give you more information about the CHRP designation and how we align to the CHRP, excuse me, and the CHRL designations that are offered through the Human Resources Professionals Association. And then I'll talk about how to register, and then we can have a Q&A at the end. So for those who are not familiar with York University, we are located in the city of Toronto. We are the third largest university in Canada, and our School of Continuing Studies, we've been doing continuing education at York University for years and years and years. For even before I started at York, which was over 20 years ago, we had continuing education. But in 2015, we founded a new school that centralized continuing education, continuing studies at York University. And it was really founded on designing cutting edge programs. So a lot of the programs that we offer through the school are very innovative, and the way we deliver our programs is very innovative. So I wanted to showcase that. York has world-class rankings. We have 94% of our professors have the highest educational qualification in their field. We've got 53,000 plus students. We've got over 12,000 international students that come from 178 countries around the world. And we have a huge staff and faculty complement of over 7,000 people that work at York. So, you know, what makes our program unique, and why choose York University's certificate in human resources management? So the very first thing that I want to outline are the features of our program, right? We have multiple delivery formats. We have a part-time program, which is fully online, that I'll talk about, and we also have a full-time program that is offered as well. Now, what are some of the advantages of that? Well, we provide lots of flexibility to people, right, to our prospective students, because you're able to actually select an option that suits your schedule. So the part-time option is suitable for those that are working full-time, for example, whereas the full-time option might be an option that might be attractive to someone that is just finishing off their degree, or an international student who's interested in pursuing human resources in Canada. So really, we've designed all of our programs so that our students can balance their priorities. Now, the second feature is the condensed format of our program. So our programs are shorter than many other programs that are offered at other educational institutions. So that means that you can finish in a much quicker time frame, and you can get onto your career quicker. So what are the benefits of that, right? Like I said, you can validate your HR skills in a much shorter time frame. So for example, in the full-time program, you can finish the entire program in 9 months, and that covers 10 courses, 9 that are approved by the HRPA, and 1 extra course that's part of the full-time program, which I will speak to in a minute. And then we have the part-time program where you can finish all 9 courses in 18 months. So that's rather quick. If you compare it to other educational institutions that have and offer the program on a course-by-course basis, and that means that it would take you, up to 3 years to finish all 9 courses. The next feature is the cohort model. And the cohort model means that you will be moving through the program and progressing through the program with the same group of students from start to end. So you can imagine how great that is in terms of, building connections, building support networks, forming study groups. You really get to know the students in your cohort really, really well. And we've also built all of our programs, like the HR program and all of the programs that we offer in the school. The curriculum flows logically, one course builds on the next. And one thing that I wanted to mention is that there's also stability in scheduling when you have a cohort. So you don't have to worry about, is the compensation course going to be offered next semester, right? You are guaranteed every single course that you need in order to move on to the HRPA and obtain your designation and meet all of your educational requirements for that designation. The next feature is that we developed this program with industry experts. So we've got this amazing program advisory council that comes from different sectors of the economy, from finance to education to technology. People that are working within different companies have come together. We formed this program advisory council. They help us really ensure that A, we remain current in the program, that we cover all of the relevant content that is going to be useful to our students, and also that we integrate real world projects into all of our courses, okay? So that our students can actually understand how things actually work in the real world. Applying theory to practice is really what I'm saying. And then the last feature would be that all of our instructors are from industry. So this makes it very, very easy for us to keep our program current, because all of our instructors are active practitioners. They're working full-time in HR. They can bring like tons of examples from what's actually happening in the world, in their world, to the classroom, help students kind of connect the theory with what's actually going on in the real world. And again, very, very useful for making connections and staying current in the field. Now, education fit to a T. What I mean by that is that in every single one of the programs that the School of Continuing Studies delivers, develops, we always keep the T-shaped professional in mind when we are developing all of our programs. And this is the case for the Human Resources Management program. And this is also something else that makes our program very unique, but I wanted it to stand out. I didn't want to put it in the previous slide. I wanted it to stand out because I think it's so important that you understand that it's not only important to actually know how to do the technical skills in human resources management, but it's very important to understand what those non-HR competencies or the soft skills that will help you actually succeed in your career. Okay, and I wanted to showcase this because it's our goal at the end to create the T-shaped professional and to integrate all of these cross-functional or soft skills into the curriculum. And we've done that, right? So our goal is really to produce graduates who can write, speak, negotiate, problem solve, make ethical decisions, think critically, have business acumen. Very, very important because at the end of the day, this is really what is going to help you succeed in your career. In terms of careers in human resources management, many people are very eager to start a career in HR. I have to tell you, it is a very fast-growing career field. There's so many opportunities because you can work in any sector whatsoever. So it's right now there are many, many lucrative opportunities. Career analysts, they expect actually the number of HR jobs to increase in the future. So there is a very good trajectory for jobs in the future, and the median annual income for careers in human resources management is above the national average. So, for those reasons and more, you're probably wondering, how do I start a career in HR on my own? Well, this is the first step. First of all, you're going to have to get the educational background. So you've come to the right place. Our program can provide you with that. But then eventually, once you're finished and you move on to get your designation, then you're going to be looking for a job, and on sites like Indeed, you'll see things like human resources generalist or recruiter, or learning and development specialist, health and safety officer, compensation specialist, corporate trainer, HR officer, HR consultant. So you can see there's just so much opportunity in this field. And again, jobs are in abundance, and it's a very fast growing career field. And so you're, moving and making decisions at the very right time. Now, the HRPA has they have two designations. They actually have three designations: the CHRP, the CHRL, and then they have a CHRE. Now, what is the value of having these designations to your career, and how can our program actually get you there? Okay, so the HR profession is gaining, like I said earlier, there's an abundance of jobs, and it's very fast growing. The HR profession is gaining lots of strength and credibility. And the Human Resources Professional Association is an association that grants these designations in the province of Ontario. For those that don't know, it is a professional regulatory body for those that are practicing human resources in Ontario. Now, I just wanted to share with you that there was a large study that was conducted by payscale.com, and I'm sure a lot of you know about payscale.com. They can confirm that those that obtained their designation, like the CHRP designation, were promoted faster, they were hired by larger companies, and they earn more than those without the designation. And they also indicated that job postings requiring the designation, they've increased to over 70%. So right now it's very, very difficult to find a human resources job that doesn't require a minimum of a CHRP designation. That's the entry level designation that I think that all of you who are who want to pursue HR as a career here in Ontario, that should be your objective, after you finish our program. So not only does the CHRP designation correlate with more job opportunities, it can also be tied to promotions and to higher levels of responsibility. So if you're already in an HR job and you haven't done any kind of formal education, or you haven't pursued your designation yet, this is a good time for you to do it, because again, it can be tied to promotions and have higher levels of responsibility and pay. And payscale.com was able to look at the HR professional's career path, specifically how their job title changed in the span of 5 years. And they looked more closely to see if those individuals who earned the CHRP designation progressed into higher level positions more quickly than their colleagues without the designation. And you can imagine the conclusion from the analysis was that professionals with the designation are promoted more frequently, they move into higher positions more often than those without the designation. So in closing, when you review all the markers that I mentioned, such as pay, career progression, job opportunities, earning the designation, the CHRP or the CHRL designation has been shown to have a very, very positive impact on the career of an HR professional. So this chart here in front of you will show you how you can get there with our program. For example, the first box, the red box, are the qualifications. So for example, if you finish either our full-time or our part-time certificate in HR management, okay, and then you move on to go to the HRPA once you're done, and you fulfill all of their CHRP requirements, which are membership, there's a knowledge exam, there's a job ready program, and then there's a jurisprudence exam, which is an employment law exam. Then you can move on to successfully obtaining the CHRP designation, and then you would be qualified for jobs such as HR assistant, associate coordinator, HR administrative assistant, recruitment assistant, and a generalist. Okay, so that's with the CHRP designation, and that's the entry level designation. Now, for those of you that have already have some background in HR, and you have at least 3 years of work experience in HR, you could actually qualify for the CHRL designation once you finish our program. So again, going through this, you finish one of the programs, either the full-time or the part-time program. And then you move on to the HRPA. So you do the CHRL requirements, which are an exam. It's called the CKE2 exam rather than a CKE1 exam. Then there's a job ready program. There's another employment law exam. And then there's a professional program that has to be done. Plus you couple that with 3 years of work experience, then you would qualify for the CHRL designation, and then you would qualify yourself for more management type positions like HR manager, HR business partner, a director, or an officer. So who are our students? So who would take our programs? We have lots of different people that take our programs. We have new and aspiring managers who take our programs. We have professionals who want to develop foundational business administration skills. We have professionals that are interested in future leadership roles within their organization. And we have career changers. We have people who have always wanted to pursue human resources management, and this is a great start. We have students that have come from lots of different backgrounds, like their undergrad was not necessarily in HR. I've had students that have come from psychology backgrounds, people that have degrees in geography and history, and so forth. So really, it's anyone who is interested in human resources management would do very, very well in our program. So we have a variety of different people that are in our classes. And I just wanted to showcase some of the instructors that we have currently in our program. And it's a very diverse set of instructors who all come from a variety of backgrounds. They're all working professionals. And all work full-time as well in HR. Now, let's talk about the Certificate in Human Resources Management, the full-time program, for those that are interested in the full-time program. Now, the primary audience for this program is the university graduate who has really not landed their first full-time job. Or international students are also very interested normally in this program. Now, you can complete this program in 9 months. From start to finish, you will cover all of the 9 courses that are required by the HRPA, plus there is 1 business foundations course for HR professionals that's required. Now, right now, things are a little different with COVID. Before COVID, the full-time program, students were actually coming to campus. And they were in class 4 days out of the week, okay? So right now, because we've had to pivot and we are offering all of our programs online right now until public health tells us that it's gonna be okay to go back into the classroom, students are doing everything using Zoom, doing live online, and they're required to be in class 4 days out of the week. And they normally have 1 day off. So both in the live online version plus the face-to-face version that's normally on campus, students are required to be in class 4 days out of the week, and they normally have 1 day off that they can use to actually study. I wouldn't recommend students work during this program because it is very intensive in nature, and so that 1 day off that you have would be really beneficial for you to catch up on reading and stuff like that. And this program requires an undergraduate degree, and there is an application, a formal application that students have to complete in order to get into the full-time program. Now, the full-time program, this is the overview. We start the program with a business communications course for HR professionals, and then we move on to HR management and intro to OB, intro organizational behavior, and then we move on to health and safety, HR planning, compensation, accounting, recruitment, industrial relations, and then training and development. Okay, and then if you are an international student, our English language proficiency, the minimum requirement is an IELTS 6.0. As I mentioned, we also have a fully online asynchronous certificate in human resources management. This program is extremely flexible because it's asynchronous. Therefore, this means that you do not need to be online at any specific time. You can log in at night, you can log in on the weekend, whenever it's convenient to you. This program was really designed for working professionals in mind. You can expect individual assignments as well as an opportunity to work on group assignments as well. Just because it's asynchronous doesn't mean it's not going to be engaging. You will be engaging with your peers online in weekly discussion forums. And really, you should dedicate about 5 hours a week, 5 to 9 hours a week, I would say, to reading, homework, and participation in the online discussions. And then you can just finish this program, like I mentioned, in about 18 months, and you would fulfill all of the educational requirements as well for the HRPA designation. And just to give you a quick overview, the difference between the full-time and part-time program is really that there is one less course. In the full-time program, it's an actual course. In the part-time program, we've integrated all of those business communications and soft skills. We've integrated them into the program, into each of the courses. So you're only taking 9 courses in the part-time program. Again, you start with HR management and intro to organizational behavior, and then you move on to all of the other courses, accounting, industrial relations, and so on. Now, the program fee for the full-time program, the international program fee is $18,999 for international students. For domestic students, it's $82.49. And the program fee for the part-time fully online program is $69.21. This includes all of the courses. It does not include books. You should budget about $100 per course to books because the books are roughly $100. A lot of the publishers now have these new dynamic electronic textbooks that are a little bit cheaper, and students have access to them in perpetuity, which is amazing because then you can always refer back to these very important textbooks, you know, like when you're practicing HR as a professional. Now, throughout the program, not only are we going to try to give you, of course, the 9 courses that you require, but we're going to try to offer you, events. We're going to try to offer workshops to make your experience more successful. So a few things that I wanted to outline here. So the very first thing is webinars, panel discussions, and guest speakers. Many times I have guest speakers come in to do special talks outside of the curriculum, of course, and they're all optional, they're all recorded, and they're usually on hot topics in HR. We just had one on networking, which was very, very successful, on how to network. We had one on how to leverage LinkedIn. We had another one on another like a very hot HR topic, and really they're usually around how to kickstart your career. We invite our program advisory council members at many times to do these types of guest speaking engagements, and they're very interactive and they're very, very interesting. So look out for that. The HRPA, I invite the HRPA to come in and do information sessions for our students as well. So they talk about all the benefits of becoming a member, etc. And then you can ask them questions about the exam and the requirements and all that kind of neat stuff. We also at times provide free Excel training to all of our students. So we have an incredible accounting instructor who actually teaches in our program. He developed these amazing live modules in Excel, and at times throughout the year, we will offer students the opportunity to do some basic Excel and intermediate and advanced Excel totally for free. We also have 10,000 coffees, which makes data-driven connections between colleagues over virtual coffee chats. So if you are a student of ours, then you can sign up and you would have access to this. And what happens is that artificial intelligence actually matches you up with an industry professional to connect over a virtual coffee. So this is a really great way to network, and it's a partnership that York has with RBC. And then last but not least, we have Innovation York. And this is a really cool initiative. If you're interested, like after the program is done, if you're interested in exploring the world of entrepreneurship, if you have an idea that you know would make a great business venture, you can turn that idea into reality by using Innovation York's Entrepreneurship Initiative. It's a 6-month initiative. It's open to schools, continuing studies, students, and graduates. Okay, it's extracurricular, so I would recommend you do this after you finish our program. But if you're interested, it will enhance and complement the existing program that you would have just finished. It'll help you validate your business concept. It'll students will learn key entrepreneurship theories. They'll receive valuable coaching. You'll be able to overcome the barriers of really starting a business. And if you participate in this, you'll also kind of join a community of people that have the same mindset, right? Some self-starters that want to have their own business. Now, it is extra. It's not part of the tuition. It's a 6-month program. It costs $1,200, which is pretty reasonable for 6 months. But it is, I just wanted to mention that it is available for anyone who does want to start up a business once they finish the program. And they want to be an entrepreneur and work for themselves rather than work for an organization. Okay. So the part-time program, the May start is just a few weeks away. I would recommend that you register as soon as possible if you're interested. We have a September start that's in fall, and then winter 2022 is a January start. And then our full-time programs, it actually is on the same kind of schedule, except that for the summer, unfortunately, the deadline has already expired for international students to apply. But if you are a domestic student, we're still accepting registrations for the summer program. And then, of course, we have a fall program, and then we have a winter program as well, September and January start. Moving on to the next slide, which is our contact information. Our website is continue.yorku.ca. David is our continuing studies advisor. He is the special advisor for HR. So if you have any questions after this webinar, please contact him at continue@yorku.ca. If you are already registered and you need to speak to someone in registration, please contact registration at regscs@yorku.ca. We are open 8:30 to 4:30 Monday to Friday, and right now, of course, because of COVID, the university is closed. But we are taking everything online, and we have telephone advising appointments as well. And if you are an international student and you require information about general advising or immigration, please contact York International at 736-5177 or the email that is on the screen. So the next slide is questions. So I'd be happy to take any questions. The formal presentation is over, but I will put the contact information back on the screen just in case. And then that's it. So yes, I'm happy to take any questions. I'll do my best to answer them. If someone has years of experience in HR outside of Canada, does it help to get the designation? Yes, if you have, okay, what I would recommend for someone who has lots of experience in HR outside of Canada, I would recommend you contact the HRPA directly because they have a second path program for those that are international, that have HR international experience. And there may be, like, there could be a chance that if you apply to them through this second path, that you might not even need this program at all. So contact the HRPA directly, okay? Can you take this program if you only have an HR diploma? Yes, if you have an HR diploma, then you are eligible and are eligible to register at the university, then you would qualify. But if you have an HR diploma, you likely already have all of the 9 courses and you wouldn't need this program because this program is not a degree program, it's a certificate program. So again, if you have an HR diploma, you likely don't need this program at all. I live outside Toronto, but interested in the full-time program. Will I be able to complete this online if the pandemic stops? That's a very good question. I can't be 100% sure. If you start in the summer, like if you start in May, yes, you can for sure be online. But in September, I have no idea. I can't tell you. I'm so sorry because it really depends on public health. Because once public health gives us the green light, we will likely go back to being on campus. Okay, so that's being totally transparent. Are textbooks compulsory? Can we get books from other sources? So yes, textbooks. I would strongly encourage everyone to please purchase the textbooks. It's going to be next to impossible for you to not have a textbook and actually do well in the courses. Okay, so the textbooks are very important. How many classes do you take at a time in the full-time program? You take 2 classes at a time. What is needed for registration to the part-time option? It's direct registration. You can go directly to our website and there is no application. You can directly apply for that. When is the deadline for international students for the fall? The deadline is likely going to be sometime in end of July, roughly, is going to be the deadline. Let's see here. Is a degree an admission requirement, or is mature student possible to get into the certificate? Yes, if you're a mature student without a degree, you can register for the part-time online program. There's no problem. If you have a degree outside of Canada, do we have to get West to fulfill the admission requirements? If you have a degree outside of Canada, submit it to our registration team and then they'll do all of the reviewing of that. Am I eligible for this program as I have a Bachelor of Commerce and Accounting degree? Yes, you are. You are eligible. It doesn't matter what undergraduate degree you have. If you have a degree, then you're eligible. The fee payment is a one-time payment, or can we pay in installments? We have like an installment plan for the part-time program. For the full-time program, you have to pay before the program begins, but you can check everything online. It'll give you all the details when you go to register. If I've done a master's of social work and have experience in HR, then can I do post degrees? Yes, absolutely. If you have that background, you can do our postgraduate certificate in HR. I have a lot of question about if I'm a sociology grad, if I'm a psychology grad. Absolutely, 100%. Doesn't matter what your background is, you're eligible as long as you have a degree. Again, for the full-time program. For the part-time program, you have to be eligible to be admitted to the university. So we allow people that don't have degrees sometimes, depending on if they're eligible to get into York. So I'm a York graduate. What's the process of applying to the program? You can go to our website, continue.yorku.ca, and you can apply directly on our website. When is the application due for May? It is due like ASAP because classes start in 2 weeks. If you have a degree, you can register for either the full-time program or the part-time program, whichever one you'd like. How many courses are taken for the part-time program? I went through all the courses. There's 9 courses that you have to take. And in the part-time program, 1 is done at a time. Okay, so you're not taking multiple courses at a time. We do not have any workplace or co-op options, unfortunately. Not right now. For international students who are interested in the part-time option, do you need a Canadian student pass to enroll in the program? Is there a time zone difference to take note of? Yes, sorry. The answer to your question is if you're interested if you're an international student and you're interested in the part-time program, then you can just enroll. There's no problem. There are no visa requirements for the part-time online program because you're going to be in your country of origin. So it's not like you are, coming to Canada, so you don't have to worry. When we purchase the textbooks from the university, will they be shipped? Yes, they will be shipped to your location. All the information is given to our registered students. In terms of the learning experience, you can expect assignments, projects, depending on in the full-time program, the instructor is teaching live. In the asynchronous program, we have podcasts we have different modules with different podcasts. We have a variety of engaging assignments for our students to do, even though it's in an asynchronous format. The full-time program must be completed in 8 months or more. Yes, it is. It's a 9-month program. Regarding the designation, is this the best gateway program? Yes. Well, this is the best. You have to have these 9 courses in order to be eligible to even do the exam. So yes, absolutely, it is the best gateway program. Is there any advanced credit for this certificate program? Good question. And we do have transfer credit. If you've taken an HR course anywhere else, we do allow 1 transfer credit though. So you would be eligible. You would have to request and submit all of the required documentation, and then we would gladly review it, and then you would get transfer credit, and you would get a reduction on the tuition for that. For the online program, we do use an LMS, which is a learning management system called Moodle. If you have 5 years experience in HR from a different country, can you still, yes, you can. I would, again, I answered the question earlier, there was somebody else who had international experience. Please contact the HRP directly because there may be a secondary route for you to take. Can you describe how the online program is delivered? Are lessons recorded? So no, we don't have like recorded lectures. We are totally trying to stay away from, recorded lectures because those are absolutely boring. So what we've done is we've created a very dynamic course. A lot of we've got different videos that our instructors have chosen. Our instructors all have they have some live sessions with the students at times that are recorded if you can't make it. We've integrated podcasts into all of our courses. We do lots of group work, etc. So no, we don't have any lessons that are recorded per se. We have developed this program with, based on best practices in online education. The exam for the HRPA is not done through York University. It is done through the HRPA. And can the program be shortened less than 2 years? No, it's a cohort. You have to start and finish with the same group of people. And does this certification help get into the master's in HR at York, and how? It'll look good on your application. It's not direct entry, so we can't guarantee that you're going to get into the master's. The master's program in HR is actually really well known, and they look for a lot of other things, one of which is a certificate in HR. So they won't let you, they won't even look at your application unless you have the 9 courses from anywhere, right? And then they look at other things like work experience, volunteer experience, professional experience, all that kind of stuff, okay? How does the grading system work? The grading system actually works exactly like York University. We are aligned to the York University official grading system. I'm going to answer one more question and then we're going to wrap it up. Do you need a 3 years experience for the designation? If you don't have it yet, is it easy to get that experience after graduation? Yeah, so usually this is what I would recommend. For somebody that you need 3 years experience to get the CHRL, not the CHRP. So you're out of school, you finish, you graduate from our program, you write your CHRP designation exam right away, okay? And go for the CHRP designation. Now, the HRPA, we're going to invite them in. They're going to talk to you about this. But when you actually go to write the exam, you should write the exam for the CHRL already, okay? So they recognize you don't have that 3 years, but you can write the CHRL exam, the CKE2 exam, and also the one for law, and then be ready. Once you get the 3 years of experience, you get your job, you get the CHRP initially, you write those 2 advanced exams so that you're ready once you get the 3 years experience to actually qualify for the CHRL. So that's a really a different way of kind of getting around that, right? Instead of writing 2 exams, you could actually only have to write 1. So I will leave it at that because I am not a representative of the HRPA, and they will come and speak to the students and they'll explain it in more detail. Okay, but I hope that I've kind of answered your question there. And that's it. So we are coming to the end of the presentation. Thank you so much for the amazing number of questions. I really hope that I was helpful. We really look forward to seeing you in our program. Thank you again for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here with us today. Okay, and I also want to say to everyone to please stay safe, okay? I know this pandemic has been hard for everyone, so please stay safe. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.